Do you be aware? As a defining moment in Zhao Liying's life, the entire show is the philosophical obligation of contemporary ladies. Do you have at least some idea that since it was broadcasted toward the finish of 2018, it has been well known with the general population up to this point? One of the most famous hunts as of late is that Zhao Liying said that knowing whether it ought to be green, fat, red and flimsy was a defining moment in her life, and she gleaned some significant knowledge from it recently. The entertainers in the play, yet additionally the ones who watch the show can glean some significant knowledge, even motivation forever, or another comprehension of the work environment. Do you have at least some idea that this is a ladies' battle show situated in the house battle? Minglan's mom's status is low, and she is the girl of a mistress. In that time when ladies required a spouse to make money, they were brought into the world in the earliest reference point. It decides your destiny. Regardless of whether men are not conceived well, they can change their destiny through logical assessments, which is an unmistakable way, yet ladies don't for a moment even have along these lines. Minglan had no mother since she was a youngster, and lived cautiously in the Shang house depending on her grandma's consideration. She is clearly the most skilled among the sisters, yet she needs to keep away from her edge to make do. It is additionally appropriate in the present life. At the point when the environmental factors are not quiet, it is the right response to foster oneself quietly, collect large chunk of change, and track down the perfect open door later on. In the days when nobody is focusing, Minglan has figured out how to oversee accounts, is great at noticing words and feelings, and knows how to manage muddled family connections. Finding her own traction inside, this has been brought into play after she became free, and the trenches and jumps she has swam through are not to no end. Minglan's haircut can likewise show what is going on. She had bangs when she was as yet hitched. In spite of the fact that she didn't have a lot of right to talk as of now, she actually won some help for her family members when important. At the point when you enter the unfortunate rear entryway, you ought to pivot in time, and you should not sit tight for the finish of the life, and it will be past time to lament. This is Minglan making an effort not to surrender to a marriage that requirements to manhandle her, and she must genuinely deserve herself in the event that she empties in time. The spouse's family's silver house cleaners and slaves are undeniably brought by the lady, and the food and dress are subject to the little girl in regulation's endowment. The spouse sits idle yet beats and chastens his better half, and the mother by marriage generally talks sick at one another. Such a man actually hangs tight for the new year without getting a separation. The equivalent is valid for the ongoing marriage. Try not to wrong yourself for other people. Luckily, just regardless of whether you are blissful. Presently you can foresee many years of life. Isn't it frightening? Individuals have a lifetime and should live for themselves. Despite the fact that Minglan is level-headed and mature, she is as yet a young lady all things considered, and she will unavoidably be at preferred enticed by a child over herself and of a superior family foundation. The youthful expert in the play is the presence of Minglan's most memorable heart. They like one another, yet they are upset by different real factors. The family is off base, one has an unmistakable authority position, and the other is a courtesan who is just a fifth-rank government employee. Around then, there was an enormous divergence in status. Minglan additionally continued on, yet in the end she flopped in her battle. Truth be told, a few watchers according to God's viewpoint feel frustrated about this oblivious love. They clearly like each other so much, however looking further, the little father by marriage is truly not appropriate for Minglan, and the marriage later on will not be cheerful. You can see it initially. At the point when Minglan isn't invited by her mother by marriage, her significant other can't avoid, and more courtesans will come in from now on. Mainly, Minglan can't act naturally by any means. Wedding Gu Tengai is actually the smartest strategy. In our entire life, on the off chance that we continue to think back, we cannot survive this day, recall never to think back. This is the thing Minglan said subsequent to dismissing the young fellow. She realized that surrendering was the correct thing to do. Things that have passed, and the current day is as yet soaked in it the entire day, which is the greatest utilization of oneself, and the best way to procure is to live well at this point. Minglan's union with Gu Tengai was a marriage between the Ming intermediary and the aide conveying car seat. The scene was exceptionally astounding, outperforming her own sister who was brought into the world in a similar family. These were completely accomplished bit by Minglan herself. Gu Tengai said that he is the most seasoned among the men. Minglan was profoundly moved by the words that Minglan is the most established among ladies. This is the existence she needs to go with choices for herself, and she is not generally constrained by others. While remaining with others, what you eventually depend on is the absolute bottom of lead. You have perceived how the other party acts during fights, when feelings are the most rash, while experiencing challenges, while experiencing reconcilable situations. Perceiving how the other party handles it is the best distinguishing proof for yourself. We are ladies, all things considered, we need to help ourselves, we should have cash in our grasp, and we should have partners around us, with the goal that we can live easily. Ladies these days comprehend how significant a task is. Before a man gets hitched, I support you, and following marriage, he turns into the person who upholds me. Ladies have their own free pay, regardless of the amount they can uphold themselves. This is out. Potting chips on others is the most hazardous. An individual's life is the manner by which he goes back and forth. Nobody can assist you until the end of his life, you with having to figure out how to make arrangements for yourself. Whether you are getting ready for a test, searching for a task, or battling in the work environment, patronage will fall, everybody will become old by depending on oneself. The platitude that it is ideal to depend on yourself won't ever be obsolete. However long you are buckling down for yourself, regardless of whether you can't see the outcomes in a brief time frame, don't surrender without any problem. Each step you have taken now it isn't to know and to attempt new things, to venture out, to encounter an alternate life, and to stop is to satisfy a particularly gorgeous season of oneself, and it is in every case late whenever. 02. Screen captures of Wang Yibo's friend network released, thought relationship openness? Somebody spilled screen captures of what seems, by all accounts, to be Wang Yibo circles. Some netizens found that Wang Yibo had advanced Zhao Liying's tune fulfillment in October. So a few fans groveled, inquiring as to whether this is an authority declaration of their relationship. As a matter of fact, the two have never been together, only a straightforward partner relationship. We should not say that it's difficult to discern whether this sort of screen capture is valid or not, and regardless of whether it's valid, it's very commonplace to send a special message to craftsmen you've worked with. Also, in spite of the fact that Wang Yibo is taking the cool course, as a matter of fact, his character is very enthusiastic, having a place with the sort of chilly outside and hot inside, and he will share a few fascinating things with regards to the friend network. Specialist microblogs are by and large oversaw by organizations, which are more business arranged. This time Wang Yibo's fans are likewise exceptionally clever, making a move to advance Wang Yibo's forthcoming new film No Name. Who wouldn't agree that a word about model laborers effectively? As of now, Wang Yibo likewise appears to tend to need to change into a film bistro. He personally is more restless and needs to utilize this chance to show off his abilities. On Winged Serpent Television's New Year's Eve, Wang Yibo actually declared the timetable of No Name at 0 o'clock, which will be delivered on the primary day of the Lunar New Year in 2023. At the point when the news emerged, it became famous all around the web. No Name is a work made by the gifted Chief Chen Trama Center following 6 years. It featured Tony Leung and Wang Yibo. It was likewise uncovered that Zhou Sun, Wang Chuanjun, Wang Lei and other notable entertainers took an interest. This is likewise the primary cooperation between Wang Yibo and Tony Leung. The film recounts the account of underground laborers putting their lives in extreme danger to send knowledge and protect the country with their lives and blood. The style of the movie's declaration banner and trailer significantly affects individuals, and the strain of the two driving entertainers straightforwardly spilled over the screen. I don't have the foggiest idea what magnificent exhibitions a couple of entertainers will get as the film. OKK can hardly hold back to watch it. 03. Wang Yibo and Li Ken teamed up on the way to splendor. The champion is the legend's salvation and his first love. In the virus winter of film and TV, it's anything but an extremely savvy decision to make a film regardless of how you watch it. That's what one is, albeit numerous motion pictures are very much promoted, the shooting level and the acting abilities of the entertainers are great. The second is that regardless of whether the shooting and creation of the film are undeniably finished, it is as yet an issue to decide the record and timetable the film. Furthermore, after the document is set, the record can be removed or changed before the delivery, which will have an extraordinary harm to the entertainer's standing. Consequently, numerous entertainers who need to further develop their quality through motion pictures need to return to film television dramatizations faithfully after a circle. Wang Yibo is the most aged entertainer. Before he moved to the entertainment world, his fans likewise cheered that he had the option to help out countless celebrities. However, even today, Wang Yibo has not delivered any of his works. The forthcoming arrival of No Name has fans delighted, yet Wang Yibo's job in it is miserably little. It very well may be seen that despite the fact that recording is more cutthroat than shooting television series, to acquire attraction and gain a spot in the undeniably serious entertainment world, the perfect opportunity, spot and individuals are crucial. It is a savvy decision for Wang Yibo to get back to the television show circle. The government-operative show Street to Brilliance that he is going to co-produce with Li Ken will likewise work up 1,000 waves with one stone. Li Qin's fans couldn't comprehend the reason why Li Qin took on such a show, and felt that Li Qin didn't stand firm on an espresso situation. Additionally, regardless of Wang Yibo's appearance, acting abilities or genuine execution, he isn't equivalent to Li Qin's past accomplices. Li Qin's vision in picking his group and accomplices is truly dangerous. Notwithstanding, since Li Qin can take over such a show, there should be an explanation. Assuming you take a gander at the plot, you will find that the champion Shen Jinzhen played by Li Qin isn't just the legend's salvation, yet additionally the legend's white twilight and his first love. However long the job of this job isn't sliced to pieces, most certainly an exceptionally satisfying job is well known with the crowd. In the play, Shen Jinzhen, played by Li Qin, was brought into the world in a renowned family. Despite the fact that he is a science understudy, he is exceptionally heartfelt and uses vision in life. She showed up in the legend Wei Li's life when he was generally powerless, and assisted him with laying out grand beliefs and set out on a right way. The completion of this young lady is exceptionally miserable. To help Wei Li out of risk, she forfeited herself, and the legend likewise consumed his time on Earth thinking back about the great times they had together. I'm anticipating Li Qin's school uniform and Chong Sam style in this show. Subsequent to reading up kung fu drama for a long time, Li Qin's disposition is cold and dusty among female stars, which is truly important. Li Qin's figure is likewise a standard voluptuous sort, and she will wear school garments and Chong Sam with various flavors and charms. In any case, after the recording of Street of Light is done, will it be famous, and how much will it be well known? It likewise relies upon the exhibition of the male lead and whether the two entertainers have a feeling of CP. Wang Yibo has a place with the unsmiling and slow-warming sort. Li Qin can be a sweet young lady or an imperial sister, delicate and charming or cold, with an assortment of disposition, experienced and exquisite. I accept that the two entertainers will make splendid sparkles after they participate.